A great source of blessing is being led into your life by me. And this moment is not a coincidence. My beloved child, listen with a peaceful heart. For I do not speak this word to plant panic within you, but to awaken the faith that has been covered by weariness. What is moving around you is not meaningless, nor is it merely a passing emotion that will disappear. I have seen your silent battle in your financial life. I have seen the nights you stayed awake because of tomorrow. I have seen you trying to keep a calm appearance while inwardly carrying pressure because of expenses, payments, and needs that have not yet been met. And now, I want you to know that I am stepping into the very place where you have worried the most, to bring support, to open a way, and to lead you into a new season of provision. This moment carries holiness, not because it is loud, but because I am calling you back to trust. You have looked at the numbers before you and felt your heart sink. You have held very little in your hands and still tried to live kindly, still tried to share. I still tried to believe that I would not let you be swallowed by lack. There were times when you smiled at others, but when you returned alone, your heart was heavy because you did not know how you would manage. I saw all of that. I heard the prayers you released in the darkness, even the words you did not have enough strength to speak aloud. Not one of your tears has fallen without my knowing. Not one sleepless night has passed with me absent. Not one dry season of yours has been beyond the reach of my loving hand. I am sending into your life a gentle yet powerful wind of shifting. That wind will lighten the heaviness that has pressed upon your shoulders. It will open new ideas, new opportunities, timely help, and paths you never thought you could enter. You may have thought every door had already closed. But I say that no door remains closed forever before my wisdom. There are things I will open through a meeting. There are things I will release through an offer. There are things I will heal through clarity. So you may know how to manage, restrain, rearrange, and walk more steadily. The breakthrough I give is not only about placing more in your hands, but about restoring within you a foundation of peace, so that fear no longer controls you whenever you think about tomorrow. Beloved child, I do not want you to call yourself by the name of lack anymore. Days of shortage may have passed through your life, but they have no right to define you. Debts may have wearied you, but they are not the final voice over your journey. The rejections, the waiting, the moments when you thought you were always behind others, none of these can erase what I placed within you. Before you even knew how to care for yourself, I saw you with love and purpose. I sealed my care upon you. Every trial you passed through was not meant to crush you, but to form endurance, humility, and deep gratitude within you. And now, as I lead you into a new season, you will understand that even the difficult days were not useless. I am breaking the patterns of thought that have kept you feeling poor for too long. I am shattering the voice that told you that you could only live with just enough to endure, that you would never be relieved, that your family would forever repeat the old cycles. No, my child, I can renew the flow within your house. I can give you wisdom to end habits that cause loss. I can lead you to healthy opportunities, right connections, wise decisions, and clean sources of provision. I do not only want you to escape the pressure of one day, I want you to learn to walk in lasting security, to know how to keep what I entrust to you, to use it with an upright heart, and to become a source of blessing for others. Let hope rise within you, but let that hope walk with wisdom. When I bless, I also teach you how to preserve the blessing. When I open a way, I also teach you how to walk without rushing. When I bring abundance near, I also remind you not to let your heart be carried away by display, greed, or carelessness. What comes from me always carries peace, light, and purity. You do not need to chase glittering promises that cause you to lose your rest. You do not need to place your value in the money you have or do not have. You belonged to me before you had anything in your hands. And you are still loved, even in seasons when you feel you have nothing left to offer. I saw you choose faith instead of fear, even when that faith was only like a small lamp in a strong wind. I saw you continue to pray when circumstances had not yet changed. I saw you still help others from the little you had. Still keep your heart from becoming hardened. Still try to live uprightly, even when pressure sometimes made you want to give up. These quiet things are precious before me. The world may only look at outward results, but I see every choice inside your heart. I see how you persevered when no one encouraged you, how you rose again when no one knew you had just fallen in silence. And I say that the season of sowing in tears will not remain buried forever. What you sowed in faith will be cared for by me until the day it blooms. Now I am placing a new protection around your financial life, not so you may live recklessly, but so you may be guided into uprightness and stability. I will keep you from traps disguised as opportunities. I will help you recognize which door is real and which path would cost you your peace. I will give you alertness in decision-making, calmness when facing numbers, and courage to correct what needs to be corrected. You will no longer live only with the mindset of trying to survive each day, but will gradually learn how to build, arrange, prepare, and enter the safety I desire for you. I am turning your survival into stability, and turning your worry into a testimony of my care. Do not be afraid when I begin to open things greater than what you are used to. Perhaps you have lived so long in lack that abundance itself confuses you. Perhaps you have become so used to waiting for something bad to happen that when something good arrives, you doubt it. But I am healing even that fear within you. I want you to learn how to receive blessing with gratitude, not panic, to step into opportunity with humility, not unworthiness. You no longer need to bow your head before the past. What has passed has taught you many things, but it is no longer permitted to imprison you in the room of self-doubt. My beloved child, lift up your head. I am turning what seemed impossible into a road you can walk. I am placing light where there was once deadlock. I am lifting from you the heaviness that has pressed upon your mind through many seasons. Believe that I know how to touch your life at the right time, in the right place, and in the right way. The shift may begin with something small, but do not despise a humble beginning. One right idea can open a new journey. One right meeting can change direction. One timely help can rescue you from despair. One wise decision can close the door of loss and open the path of peace. Therefore, keep your heart close to me in this season. Ask for discernment. Walk with gratitude. Use what is given with purity. And remember those who need to be lifted when I place more into your hands. I do not bless you so that you will only store things up in fear, but so that you may live generously in love, steadily, in wisdom, and free from the chains of anxiety. Your financial battles are not the final chapter. Lack is not the final inheritance of your family. I am opening a new flow. And in that flow, you will recognize that I have never abandoned you. I was with you in the dry season, and I will also be with you when the rain of grace begins to fall upon your life. Every angel assigned to guard you is moving, and the forces standing with you are far greater than the things that once stood against you. Beloved child, do not look at outward silence and assume that heaven is silent too. There are movements taking place where you cannot yet see. There are doors being touched before you even arrive. There are resources being awakened though you never knew they existed. I am going before you, opening a way for you, loosening old locks, and softening places that had become hardened through rejection. What once kept you outside will no longer hold you there forever. Because when I open, no power can close. When I call your name into a new season, old barriers must move back, and roads covered with favor will begin to appear beneath your feet. I am bringing you out of the season of living in restraint, worry, and careful counting of every little thing. I know you are tired of calculating so much. I know there were times when you looked at the needs before you and your heart became heavy. I know there were days when you had to choose between what was necessary and what was even more necessary. But that season is not your permanent dwelling place. I did not create you to keep bowing beneath the burden of lack. I am leading you into a wider time. Not so you will lose humility, but so you will know that your Father is not poor in mercy, not limited in provision, and not powerless before your needs, where you only saw closed doors. I am opening great gates marked by grace, where you once tasted rejection. I am bringing acceptance, where you once suffered loss. I am beginning restoration. Your cup will overflow, but not only so that your burden alone may become lighter. I want blessing to flow through you like clear water, so that those who are dry may also be touched. I am not only giving you enough to survive, I am teaching you how to live in purposeful spaciousness. When I place good things into your hands, I also place wisdom in your heart to manage them. Humility, so you will not become proud, and kindness, so you will not forget those who are still struggling. You will become living evidence of what my favor can do upon a person who was once overlooked. Others will look at your life and see that my provision is not merely a word, but a real flow, able to lift up, able to transform a season of scarcity into a season of fullness. Tonight, as you prepare your heart before me, let every fear fall from your shoulders. Release the fear that you will never have enough. Release the fear that all good things always come to others and pass you by. Release the fear that old cycles will continue repeating without end. No force can stand against what I have declared over your life. My child, listen carefully. I am speaking victory over your finances, over your work, over your income, over your creativity, and over everything you set your hands to with an upright heart. The cycle of lack is being broken. The seasons of living in insecurity are losing their authority. A new time of sufficiency, peace, and stability is opening before you. Even when you rest, I am still working behind the curtain. When you sleep, I do not sleep. When you no longer have strength to think of another solution, I am still arranging things beyond your reach. I am placing your name in the hearts of those who need to remember you. I am speaking to hearts that have the ability to help you. I am causing opportunities that seem distant to begin finding their way closer. I am redirecting situations, adjusting encounters, opening conversations, and leading the right hands to arrive at the right time. Nothing is truly random in my keeping. The things happening around you, even the smallest things. You can carry the trace of my love when you know how to look with faith. The enemy tried to convince you that you are alone, abandoned, unsupported, and forced to fight everything by yourself. But I say to you that you are my beloved. My protection surrounds your home like a shield unseen by the eye, yet filled with power. I am guarding your family, your work, your health, your mind, your finance, and the things you have not yet known how to name. The plans built to make you collapse are being dismantled right now. The traps placed before your feet will not accomplish their purpose. The negative conclusions that once followed you will no longer have the right to define your future. I am your defender, and when I stand with you, opposition cannot write the final chapter of your life. Where you see a wall, I am opening a highway. Where you see the impossible, I am preparing a miracle. Where you see delay, I am weaving perfect timing. Where you see loss, I am causing restoration to sprout. You have become used to doors closing, used to answers coming late, used to hoping and then being disappointed. But I am breaking that familiarity. I am teaching you to expect goodness without fear. I am teaching you to receive without shame. I am teaching you to enter abundance while still keeping your heart pure. To enter opportunity while still remaining humble. To enter support while remembering that everything you have comes from my hand. This is not only a financial turnaround, beloved child. This is complete restoration. I do not only want to lighten the numbers that make you anxious. I want to heal the insecurity that has sunk deep into your heart because of too many seasons of lack. I do not only want to open new sources of income, I want to restore your confidence that you can live in peace. Old debts will gradually lose their power to threaten you. New streams of provision will be opened in ways you never imagined. The work of your hands will be multiplied, not only by labor, but by favor, wisdom, and the connections I arrange. You will no longer wake each day feeling crushed by what is missing, but will learn to walk in a peace that surpasses human explanation. Let my words settle deeply in your heart. Do not let doubt steal this moment with cold questions and old memories of disappointment. Doubt will remind you of what has not worked before, but faith will remind you that I am still acting. Doubt will point to present circumstances, but faith will look to the one who holds tomorrow. You do not need to know every detail before you believe. You only need to know that I am your Father, that I will not abandon you, and that I will not let you enter a new season without my protection. Stand firm, open your heart, prepare with gratitude. What I am doing is not only to bring you out of struggle, but to make you a source of blessing, a sign of restoration, and a living testimony that my favor can still make a way where there seems to be no path. I am sending you a new wave of favor, a gentle yet powerful movement that will touch the places where your finances have been blocked. Beloved child, there are doors that have been closed for so long that you have almost grown used to their silence. There are opportunities you once prayed for and then quietly released because you thought the time had passed. There are people who once moved out of your sight, promises that sank into forgetfulness, and paths that were locked by delay, misunderstanding, or unfavorable circumstances. But I want you to know that nothing within my goodwill for you can be buried forever. When I call a new season forth, what was once silent will begin to speak. What was once closed will begin to open. And what you thought had been forgotten will be brought back at the right time, carrying provision, support, and opportunities placed in peace. As you listen to these words, let your heart grow still and feel my presence covering you like a warm embrace. You are not standing on the edge of failure. Even though some days your circumstances made you feel as though you were about to fall, you have not been pushed out of my plan. Even though there were times when you felt slower than others, you have not been left behind. Even though the doors around you seem to open for everyone except you, I am leading you into a victory prepared by my wisdom. That victory is not only a resolved payment, a bill paid, or an opportunity given. It is a deeper change in the way you see my care. I want you to know that I did not come only when you were exhausted. I was with you through every day you endured in silence. Every night you calculated in worry. And every morning you still tried to smile, though your heart remained heavy. Begin to speak words of life over your situation. Do not let your mouth only repeat lack, fear, and the sorrowful conclusions your circumstances want you to believe. The words you speak can sow a new change into the atmosphere around you when they are soaked in faith, gratitude, and trust in me. Say that your home will have peace. Say that your hands will be guided to do what is wise. Say that the needed resources will open at the right time. Say that you no longer live as one abandoned in lack, but as one cared for by your Father. When you declare what is good in humility, you are not denying reality. You are refusing to let a temporary reality become the final voice. I am the one who has the final voice over your life. My restoring power is working in the parts you once thought were too dry to sprout again. The numbers that once made you afraid are not greater than me. The shortages that once kept you awake cannot confuse me. The doors of work, contracts, help, income, ideas, and connections you need are not beyond my reach. I can use a call, a meeting, a recommendation, a change decision, an unexpected opportunity, or a new direction illuminated within your heart. But remember this, I do not only want to give you resources, I want to give you wisdom to manage those resources. I do not only want to bring you out of today's pressure, I want to teach you to step into tomorrow with steadiness. So the blessing does not merely come and go, but becomes the foundation for a life that knows how to sow, preserve, share, and honor what has been entrusted. I do not speak empty words to make you hope for a moment and then become disappointed again. When I promise to care for you, I do not do it halfway. I know what you need before you call it by name. I know the payments you are worried about, the unfinished plans, the responsibilities you do not dare speak of to anyone, the moments when you look at the future and feel your heart sink. I know even the burdens you carry in silence, the fears you hide behind a calm appearance, the times you tell yourself to be strong a little longer, even though your heart is tired. You kept walking when no one saw your struggle. You tried to stand firm when there was no applause to encourage you. You held on to faith even when the outward signs were still very few. And I saw it all. Therefore, let hope become the anchor that keeps your heart from drifting in anxiety. Hope in me is not weak dreaming, but a firm hold on the faithfulness of the one who has never left you. Let praise fill your home, not because everything has become perfect, but because I am still moving. When you give thanks while you are still waiting, you are declaring that circumstance does not rule your heart. When you choose praise instead of complaint, you open an atmosphere for peace to enter. When you place your trust in me amid things that are still unclear, you are stepping into a maturity that no abundance can replace. I want you to worship not only when your hands are full, but also when your hands are still open in waiting, because it is there that your faith becomes precious. You will not leave this season with empty hands. The things I have taught you, the lessons you learned in lack, the wisdom born from trials, the prayers you sowed in tears, all of these will bear fruit in my timing. Heavenly help has been sent according to my good will, bringing support, opened ways, provision, and timely confirmation. But receive with a pure heart. Do not let yesterday's lack turn you into someone afraid when blessing comes. Do not let seasons of poverty teach you to cling with an anxious heart. Learn to receive with peace, to manage with humility, and to give with generosity. What I give you is not only so your burden may become lighter, but also so you may become comfort for those who are passing through where you once stood. I see you, my child. I see the days when you say nothing but your heart is full of pressure. I see when you try to do everything rightly, even while many questions remain inside. I see when you continue working, continue praying, continue caring for others while you yourself need to be lifted. I am not indifferent to those burdens. I am not only watching from afar, I am drawing near to you with kindness. I am touching the financial areas of your life with wise arrangement. I am softening places that were hardened, opening paths that were blocked, and placing new ideas in your heart so that you will not only wait for rescue, but also know how to walk with me in obedience. Prepare for change with a peaceful heart. Do not predict how I will act, for my ways often go far beyond the scenarios you draw for yourself. Perhaps I will send someone who remembers you. Perhaps I will open an opportunity you once thought was no longer suitable. Perhaps I will illuminate your mind so you can see a possibility that has been near for a long time, but that you had not recognized before. Perhaps I will close a door you wanted to keep, only to lead you into a wider place. No matter the way, trust that I do not lead you through chaos. What comes from me will carry clarity, uprightness, peace, and a deep sense that you do not need to trade your dignity in order to be lifted. Now, breathe slowly and let your heart rest in my promise. The wave of favor that is moving is not meant to make you proud, but to remind you that you are cared for. The doors that are opening are not meant to make you forget me, but to help you recognize that I held the key from the beginning. The resources being arranged are not meant for you to live in display, but for you to build with wisdom, love with generosity, and walk with gratitude. I saw you in the silent seasons, and I will also be with you in the season of restoration. Stand firm, beloved child. Lack is not your ending. Anxiety is not your inheritance. I am leading you into a season where you will look back and understand that every burden was seen by me. Every prayer was heard by me. And every step you took in faith was preserved by my unchanging love. Tonight, I am looking upon your faithfulness and cherishing every step you walked through in silence. Winds from heaven are blowing into your life, and the dry season that once made you weary is closing under my power. You are no longer being held in days of lack, anxiety, and heaviness. I am leading you into a new time where joy returns. Laughter is restored, and abundance begins to flow into the places that were once empty. I am wiping away every trace of shame once attached to your finances. I am uprooting the fear of not having enough, the fear of being left behind, the fear of having to manage everything alone in difficult days. Beloved child, I do not want you to live with the posture of begging for little portions. I want you to walk in trust that your Father is the one who knows how to provide, how to open the way, and how to place into your hands what is needed at the right time. What I am preparing for you is not only temporary help, but a flow of blessing that can touch even the generations after you. I am building a new foundation in your life, where prosperity does not make you arrogant, but grateful, where increase does not pull you away from me, but makes you recognize even more deeply how vast my kindness is. I am your God, and nothing is beyond my power. When I speak, mountains must move. When I open a way, even the deep sea must yield. When I give the decree for blessing to enter your life, no darkness, no opposing word, and no circumstance can lock what I have opened. You are called by me, graced by me, and kept in my strong arms. Therefore, prepare your heart for new opportunities, unexpected doors, timely support, and precious things that were once hidden but are now being revealed. I am calling the right connections to come to you. I am bringing promotions into their proper place. I am causing the places that were once silent to begin releasing good news. Let your heart confess in faith that you trust me, that your story does not end in lack, that tonight is not an ordinary night, but a marker of transformation. Say in your heart that you are a child of the Most High, covered by an unbreakable promise, watched over by angels, and guided by the hand that never fails. You are living proof of my faithfulness. Every prayer you once lifted up, every time you chose kindness while your heart was wounded, every moment you still trusted me before seeing the answer, all of it is being connected by me into a picture full of glory. I am not only sending you money, I am also sending peace so you will no longer be afraid. I am not only sending provision, I am also sending confidence so you can stand firm. I am not only expanding your hands, I am strengthening your heart. Let my word fill you with hope, because what I am doing will show you that I have never left you.